Hello crafters, welcome back. I am so excited to show you step by step how I put this loveliness together. So let me show you this adorable little Easter basket is what I'm calling it, a little Easter basket. So it has all these gorgeous little flowers here. This comes from the Cutterpillar kit. And I have some butterflies here from the Salon Nouveau. These absolutely gorgeous little corners that I am just loving. I use this little super skinny little thing there, and I use the other one that's the scrapbooking, the original that I absolutely love, the Griffin circle original scroll. I have all of her scrolls and I still always go back to that one. I just love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now let's open this up and let's talk about the Art Nouveau paper. Is this blue kind of graphic gold. And then we put down the gold trim. This one right here, sliced it in half so that you can really see it looks like a little fence. When we open this up like this, this becomes an Easter basket. So I added trim on both sides. This paper is double-sided. Then I'll show you how I put together this adorable little basket right here. It is all just crazy leftover pieces that I have been using for the last week or so, and a little Easter grass. Is that not so darling? This Easter grass is from Walmart, I want to say. The same little lattice fence on the bottom, little tiny bit of trim, a little bit of flourish because I love the flourish. Oh, and then I double-sided this so it's kind of like it's standalone. You can put pictures. I think I will probably add a little love note journaling or little extra pictures on it. And then you flip this over. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? I just can't stand how beautiful this is. And yes, these are all little leftover pieces from the projects that we've been working with. So I just love that part. Okay, and then here is a sneaky basket envelope. Everybody wants their Easter basket to be filled to the rim. So of course we had to add a little tiny bit of a hinge here. And then here is what's inside the basket. I folded in half and added here so we can put the date or a title, more journaling, because sometimes you want to journal, and we should, right? And then look at the most adorable, love, 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 little Easter eggs. They look like little Fabergé paper Easter eggs. Added all the bows, different colors, different tones, just because I thought it was just to make it really fun. And then here is our Easter basket grass. Yes, I'll show you how I put that together with lots of flourishes, some flowers, a butterfly. This right here is the little box pleat all the way around. Added this really beautiful thick velvet ribbon, lots of flowers, more flowers. And is this not so adorable? Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? This one I want it to kind of stand right here behind this. It's folding in pretty good. It's going to get squished up in my book. And the back is completely blank. And we will play with this later to add more pictures to it. So let's get started and start showing you how I put every single step together. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking to use the blue with this gold element as the base for my pages as of right now. So this is from the Art Nouveau, and I put a tiny little tab on the top of my page layout so that I remember that that is the top. Okay, so here is what I have. And then I decided that I want to have one page layout that's going to have a 1/2 inch frame. So just like I've shown you before, you cut a window out. It's absolutely one of my favorite elements to use on a layout is how simple the layout looks. So fabulous once you just frame it. I mean, just a simple little mat. And then this side, I'm going to use I'm going to turn it into like a little basket. Okay, there. So this is my first page, and I'm going to put that aside while I start to work on this page. And let's do, okay, so since I took 1/2 inch off each side, this page is now 10 by 10, okay? 10 by 10 page. And I'm going to have one side that folds out be 6 inches. And the other side that folds inside is going to be smaller, and that is okay. I kind of think it should be even bigger, maybe 6.5. That gives us half a page to put little ruffles on the top and then do the little basket part. So that gives us more room to put our pictures in. Now we're going to fold this in. And then this little basket is super easy to do measurements for this. We're going to go in, and I'm going to say 1.5 inches. I use a little pencil mark on my paper, and I'm going to mark that at the 1/2 inch mark, 1.5 inch. So I am going in from the edge, 1.5 inch in. If anybody has a better ruler, you just let me know, because I have ruler problems. Okay, 6.5 is what I made this go, and we said it was a 10-inch square. So that works perfect for my little basket. So we're just weaving. That's all we're doing, is just weaving around. There we go. Okay, so I've been working on making this little basket, right? We got all our scraps that we have from all our projects, and you kind of just weave it into a little basket. And you keep going and going and going and going, and I ended up with a big piece of paper, and you just keep adding to it. The craziness is kind of like a crazy quilt is what it's reminding me of. So once we do that, I kind of looked at my pocket here that we brought in, and I kind of decided I didn't want to make it all open. I want it to be a triangle to fit inside of this. So we have this page here, and then we have this one that's going to be the little crazy quilt basket, and then we're going to have a little pocket right here is what I've decided this is going to be. A crease at 6.5. So this is folded. This is a 10 by 10 paper, and it's folded at the 6.5. And then we pinched in these areas to make it look like a little basket. And I just kind of freehand cut this, but you can score it. And there's what I end up with. And then I have a 1/2 inch little fold and a 1/4 inch little fold that's going to go in to form like a little basket right here, or a little pocket in this space, okay? So that's where I'm at right now. So we're going to get this part here, and it's going to go inside. And you want to make it smaller than what you think you want, because you don't want it sticking out of the basket. Okay, so here is what we have. These are the little wings that hold the little gusset. It's going to hold that little pocket in place. And then this is going to come around like so. And then we're double checking the size of this, okay? I do want it to be sticking out of the top, but I don't necessarily want it to stick out of the sides, okay? But I do want it to stick out of the top, and I'll make this little zigzag with the scissors to add to my crazy quilt look. I do like a little zigzag, a ruffle, a zigzag, something. So I'm adding the trim to this part, and I am wanting to layer this edge. So I'm doing a little extra here because it's such an intricate little piece, and the glue I want it to use is not working the way I want it to work. So I want to add about half of this little trim to the piece, so I'm staying right where these little circles are at. It's where I think I want it to be at. Okay, so you see how you have some of that floating through, and then I think I want to do this one. The glitter gold part is going to go this direction. There we go. Now we've got it all, every single little leaf here. It's really important that, because this is going to be holding all the time when you cut. So you want to put it in, and now we can do another. So what we ended up doing is a double sandwich, triple sandwich here. So we're seeing from both sides. Leaf thing here. And then we can cut straight down and follow your paper, and every single little leaf here is glued in. Isn't that coming out so darling? So you can start to see what we have building here. And then we'll have this gorgeous layer, and then we'll have a little pocket right here, okay? And it's getting glued in from this edge here. I'm marked with a pencil so I know where to do that. And then this part also is getting glued in right here. And then these little hinges are what is gluing in to the inside. Okay, so let's get all our gluing done. I penciled in where I want the glue to go, and I'm going to put that right there in the middle. Okay, I am using wet glue for this because I think that it is easier for me to move around. And we will do this. Okay, so there is my page inside of my basket. Okay, I'm showing this to you here. Okay, so I have glue right here in the middle, and I'm going to set this where I want it to sit at. And we are using the eyeball method. And since this has kind of a graph, that's how I'm going to use it. And then these little pockets have little wings on the side, and we're going to fold those over and bring them down. And that way we have a little bit of a pocket here. Not too much, it's just a little bit. So we just have a barely little tiny quarter or eighth of an inch here to give it a little bit of substantial lift here. So I'm going to use the thinnest little tape here that I have right here. Okay, and then that way you have a little bit of a pocket, but you have a tiny bit of a gusset, just enough to kind of give that a little flexibility if you want it to, if you overstuffed it, but it's flat. So, you see that? Right there. Okay. And now our little basket is starting to take form. Okay, I did 4 strips of 1.5. I'd like this to be my basket handle. Okay, I'd like it to kind of sit like this on here. I ended up doing all 5 of these into the box pleat Cuttlebug original from Cricut Cuttlebug and Griffin. And that is the one that has a 1/4 and then an inch and then a 1/4 and then an inch, and then you flip it up and down And you can do it on a scoreboard. You don't have to have this little thing. So basically it's a little box pleat is what I call it. You see there? I know it's dark in here. It's nighttime now. But okay, so I have 3 of these put together. And then I taped them in the back and pleated them in. And on my basket paper, I did the double-sided where I want to have this in the middle. So I have here a little pencil mark, and this little tape here is going to tell me where to be putting and making my curve. So I have a little bit of a measurement. Let's see how it goes. Okay, right there. And then this is going to be in the center, and I'm taking this little tape off here. Okay, and then I have it right where I think I want that down, right there. And then I'm kind of just playing with this to see how we want to hold this down. You see how you kind of bring this around? And some of these box pleats might have to be more triangular. So that's why I kind of wanted to play with it a little bit before I let it loose and go on here. You want it to be, you're pulling on the tape that's at the bottom and the tape that's on the top. Okay, I just have one right here that's a little crooked on my box pleat. But I think once you kind of maneuver it and flatten it out, that's why I decided not to do ruffles, because I thought that it was going to be too fat. My books are just enormously fat when it comes to space. I'm having to figure out what to do for storage of all these lovely layouts. Look at that. That is just super cute. I love it. Love it, love it. And again, a little bit more texture. Oh my goodness. Look at our cute little basket. We can take this little yellow piece off. Okay, so we have our first page, and then we have our wonderful basket weaving page on both sides. And then we have a little pocket for little things to go in it. Okay, I have here a strip of double-sided tape, the heavy-duty one. I am trying to make a little grass come out for my basket. So I'm kind of putting this in, and then I'm thinking I want this to be right here. So it needs to be sticky on this side and not on the other side, okay? That's how we kind of, engineering-wise, that's what I'm thinking, okay? And we want to make sure this stays down really good. And this is the glue side. Basically, we're making a little fake fringe, kind of like a little fake wig. Adorable. Move those little grass pieces up to the other side. This is just Easter grass. No, it's probably not archival safe. So remember that I am here to play with my crafts. I'm not worried about it being archival safe. Those are not the kind of document safe scrapbooks that I make. Okay, so we have here our little fringe, our little fake fringe, okay? The back side has paper, and then this side is sandwiched between the grass, wet glue, double-sided tape. I want to say I did 2 double-sided tape and then 1 on the outside. So now we can kind of sneak this into this little pocket. We're going to push this little piece in. And I want all the paper inside that little edge, okay? Okay, and we have our little grass there. And that looks super adorable, super cute. Little crazy grass growing. You can always add more grass later. And what's going to make it fabulous is gold, some little gold fencing. I was thinking about this when I saw the grass, kind of like a little picket fence. I want it to be on the edge of this little piece here. So you just see green through these little holes, the very first row of holes. I want it to make sure we have all green. How stinking cute is that? Little wild one kind of sticking out. Okay, and then that is a little pop of surprise when you start to pull these out. Look how cute that is. So now we're going to do the front, and I've decided at the top I wanted these little flowers. So one at the bottom to add a little greenery. I have this absolutely gorgeous velvet hot pink ribbon that I absolutely love, and we're going to add it about right there. This I did just kind of like a little circle and then fold it down, a little twine to hold it because I want to put some flowers on it. So I'm not worried about what the center of this is. Okay, here we are. We have this decorated. Oh my goodness, it is so stinking cute. And I just can't. Okay, so I did these little corners. Okay, so I did the little corners. And I did the one that is kind of like a little lacy gate or a trellis here on the corners. And what I did was I cut off the trim of one of them, just a tiny trim so that it's a little overlapping. It's a double. So I did gold and I did a little blue on top, the little flowers on the side to kind of match the flowers that are up here. This little pink matches the little handle with the little gold. So we're kind of repeating the same rhythm of colors. I think that this needs maybe some big corners, maybe some fan corners on the side. I think that's what I want to put on here next. So here we have the final page. Okay, so here's what we have. We used the corner punches that I am just loving, and then you fold it out. Okay, you have room for pictures here, but this cuteness, this little stuff that we made here, look at this. This is so apt. The crazy basket look of a crazy quilt, I just love. Stuff in it, maybe a picture or a journal, but I just think this is perfect for a grass basket here. The cute little Easter egg basket. Okay, because I don't have any of the egg-shaped dies, I decided to cut this out and just using that little shape into an Easter egg. Okay, I'm sure that you can probably use a sharp craft knife, but I don't have a mat right here out here with me. So I decided to turn this into a little project with my scissors. Okay, so here is my Easter egg, double-sided. Okay, and then I'm going to run this in gold, of course. Okay, there's our little egg. Okay, so I wanted to give you a closer look at what I'm calling my little Easter basket or Easter eggs right here. I wanted to show you exactly how I put them together. I was thinking maybe I was going too fast, and so I am using the Flourish die, which is this little gorgeous gold die, one of the original dies, as my tracing paper, my template. Okay, that is what I'm using as a template. You can, of course, go in here and make them smoother and make them rounder. I put 2 of these have this little flourish on top in gorgeous gold. I think my golds are different tones, though. And then I used this one. I did it in silver. I had that piece left over from something else. Some flowers, a little flourish underneath. You can kind of see right here is a little flourish underneath. I really did glue this down really good because I'm expecting little fingers to be looking through this. And so I tried to get every little piece glued down. So flourish, flower, ribbon, and at the bottom, a little die. Same thing on this one. And then on this one, I added 2 of, if you do 1 strip, you can just do 1 strip and cut it in half. And then you have enough for the egg. Absolutely gorgeous in silver with the pink in the background. Flowers on the opposite ends. And then you can barely see that I used a little green right here underneath this section. And then on the opposite end, I kind of did the flowers, the pictures kind of just barely cut enough to let them fit. And I'm okay with it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so sometimes I get very detailed questions on how big is this basket, what size, where did we cut what. So while I have it fresh in our minds, I'm going to take some measurements. So if you need to make some notes here and pause the video, I'm going to show you, tell you exactly how much and where I cut. So this first piece of paper right here stops right there. So I'm going to tell you that this first fold is at the 6.5 mark. Okay, so this page right here is at the 6.5 mark. And if I am correct, this came from a 10 by 10 paper. We cut around it so that we could keep that frame for another section. And this is 6.5 creased. And then you have a 1/2 inch here crease, so that is your mechanism that's holding down to the basket. Okay, so there's a 1/2 inch right here. And then you add the die to the top. Right here on our crazy page that is the weaving part, I will tell you exactly how big that one is. And so that is at 6 3/4 is where it's folded, 6 3/4. Okay, and then I zigzagged the very top of this so that it'd have a little bit of a fringe, but I don't think it needed a die on the end of it. And then this is folded over right here. It is folded. This is a 1/4 inch hinge that is right here that's holding this down. Okay, so this little weaving page, this page needs to be 7 tall. 1/4 inch goes to the folding hinging mechanism. Okay, and going across from the edge to edge on this, I am at 10.5. Okay, but you can always make it smaller. Whatever scraps you have of your hinge works just perfect. Okay, and then the basket that is the actual pocket on mine, it is 4 inches tall right here. And going from crease to crease, we are again at 9 3/4 going across. Okay, just kind of wanted to give you those measurements. So this is the page that we were working on last week. I found some pictures. This is just not the right size for this picture. I'll work on that later. I knew that this page was going to be quite thick. You can see it is fat. That's, if I smush it down, it's probably at least a 1/2 inch maybe. So it's going to fit it's going to take up a lot of space in my shelf. So you open this up. I have here 2 more pictures. I put a little corner rounder on a corner punch on this side and a corner punch on this side to kind of open up the layout, kind of opens up for me in this direction. The pretty little grass, the Easter eggs right here, all this little pretty green grass looks pretty with my crazy grass here. So it's Anna Griffin paper, and it's modern pictures, everyday Easter pictures, people wearing t-shirts. It's not always super formal. This is the paper I love, and these people are the people I love in my life. So why not merge the two together? So here is that part. Added a pretty little fun ribbon on it to kind of with the flourishes, just to kind of give it a little something extra. This is our crazy page here with all the gorgeousness. So I didn't feel like I had to add something to the bottom. I was trying to keep it light and fun. Again, 2 more pictures, an extra picture there, and then my favorite is this cute little basket. So when you start pulling out the goodies here, you see there's a little space right here to journal. There's this cutest little girl, Arissa, and here I can put dates and something fun for her to have. And then I added a little journal book so I can write more things. Sometimes I like when my son writes things later and remembers this run. I think they were chasing him with the Easter egg to pop it on his head. And I think that goes with this little page, right? They're catching them and popping the Easter egg. We do confetti Easter eggs. Then we have the really cute eggs that came out. I did find an egg-shaped oval that would have been really pretty, but then you can't put such a big picture. Here is something that I just would like my son to kind of journal around here, his thoughts. This is a completely different event, but still the same timeline. So that's why I kind of put it in this space. So here is another one. Absolutely gorgeous. Two little nieces, pretty flowers. Their little Easter baskets here. And then same thing here. Pretty little flowers, sweet little boy, and the fun little Easter basket. So when you put these in, if you wanted to, you can keep their little cute faces facing you, or you can leave the gorgeous little flowers, or the, I don't know, whichever one you like. I like both, so I kind of did a little mix of both here. So just like that. And here we go. So now this goes in a page protector. And I always get lots of questions about what do I do now with my page protector, and let me show you. So we're gonna put this all in here. First have a sharp craft knife, and I'm pressing down with my fingers on here to make sure that it's all the way tucked in. I'm going to be doing that at the same time pressing this in, and then I just pierce. You press in. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to press in, and I am cutting the page protector with my craft knife. It is a page protector. It's probably one of the least expensive tools we have in all of our arsenal in our craft room. So there you go. I pierced right in it on that side, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Press in. You can kind of feel when that punches in, and then you've got the plastic and you go straight in. And now this is going to stay intact, and this part is going to flip over. So I think I want it to flip over right above here. So I cut just very slowly, very softly. You don't want to cut the paper. You're just barely scratching, making a mark on the tool itself. And then I get once I have the mark down, then I can get my scissors, and I can go right where that score line is, or scratch, and just go right in and cut across. So now I have released that first page there. And we're looking for the corner here. There, you see that? So we have released this first page, and now these can open with it. Okay, so now we want to work on the Easter eggs. We want those Easter eggs to also be on the inside. So we want this part down to cover up those flowers, and then we want to have these put back in. And remember, your loved ones are going to be handling your books. So sometimes they get messed up. I'm sorry. Not everybody is super careful with our books, and so you have to kind of take that into effect that they might get damaged. Okay, so now I have this all put down, and I can work with it. I can open it up. So I don't put glue on this. I just leave it like that and let it flip open and close. Okay, so now I have this one in its page protector, and I have the accompanying page all done, and it can fit in a book like this. And so now I have a simple page right here and a simple page right here that we can put pictures in. Okay, perfect. Thank you again so much for watching. I really enjoy showing you guys all the creations that I'm putting together in my craft room.
Thank you so much for leaving me a thumbs up and for subscribing and ringing the bell. And I'll see you again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.